Hey, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to training. Hold on one second. I want to go live on Instagram. It's not going live, so just want to switch it back. Make sure we get everybody in there. All righty. So anyway, welcome to mentorship training. One of, for me, the most essential of all trainings, mentorship training. And get this right. So this isn't right either. We are going good here. Welcome, everybody. Reminders, put your questions and answers in the Q&A tab. Okay, it's right there. We're going to be talking about mentorship and do a Q&A session. Holiday training is next week. You don't want to miss it, 11 a.m. Pacific. Exercises, books, guides are all free. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. It's in the chat. We'll put that there as well. You can join my text community in the chat, 949-298-2905. Also, 2-minute drill. It launches January 8th. Join me for 2-minute drill on Bloomberg, on Amazon Prime. You're going to love. Best project I've worked on. All right, let's get started. What is a mentor? A mentor is a person who provides you with the tools, the guidance, support, and feedback that you need to thrive in the situation that you want to thrive in, the business or career that you want to thrive in. Someone who sits in the situation that you want to be in. Remember, the easiest way to get to where you want to be is to find someone that is there and ask them for directions. That's the easiest way. So if we're looking for someone that is in the situation that we want to be in, someone that already has the directions to get to where we want to be. Sorry, this is just a complete, sorry about this. All right. We want to know what qualities there are in a good mentor. So the qualities of a mentor should be, number one, a mentor should be enthusiastic about helping you. You're not doing yourself any service at all if the mentor isn't excited or enthusiastic, entheos, connected to that source of lessons, light, and love. You're not doing yourself a favor if your mentor is not excited to be there. A mentor also should be aligned and fit into your frequency. So if you're having trouble understanding your mentor, right? One of the things that I had to practice in order to be a mentor is to talk at different frequencies to align with the audience that I have. Because it's not what I say, it's what you hear. And so many of the mentees that I have a lot of times don't ask me to change my frequency if they don't understand something. I just assume you understand to say thank you before you go to bed and when you wake up, and you know that will change your life and how it does. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone understands that. They might need to hear it again and again. So make sure you're at the same frequency. And if your mentor is not speaking your language, then please ask them to. Mentors' value is learning and curious, right? Your mentor needs to be learning from you and curious, being more interested than interesting about you and how to help you. Mentors need to encourage you, right? Provide courage for you to what? Step outside of the learning, the comfort zone into the learning zone. They should be monitoring you and accountable for you to be in the learning zone. All of these different things will help you accelerate, grow, compound in your interest of what you want to do. Remember, you also have to take accountability. A mentee needs to be a great listener. You need to process what's going on, not only be at the frequency, but not interrupt. You know, I have several clients that I had to teach this to. You can't be an interrupter. Or worse, a lot of my clients still are, they're waiters. What does that mean? They wait to interrupt me. They're not listening or hearing what I'm saying. They're not learning. They're not curious. They're simply waiting to tell me what they want to tell me. You need to be a good listener in order to effectuate great mentorship. Now, another quality of a mentor is they should be able to provide you great feedback and homework or action items in order to incorporate the consistent, persistent behavior that will make those quantum changes in your being. So you need to make sure that you're getting the feedback to help you expand, grow, and accelerate. I do things in a very short amount of time, but consistent amount of time. I'm on call 7 days a week for those people that I mentor one-on-one. In the group setting, we have a private mastermind and networking group, and available as well and accessible in a less intimate environment, but yet still every week. and every day in other ways. So accessibility needs to be there in order to provide the feedback, kind of like a coach on the sideline. Does no good if it's 3 weeks later after the play. We want to be there, be accessible when the plays are happening in order to effectuate introductions and advice and templates and situational knowledge, experience, dummy tax, etc. Your expert, your mentor needs to be in the situation, most importantly, that you want to be in. They need to be in the situation that you want to be in. The biggest mistake I think that people make from mentors is that they think that because someone's written a great book or that they're famous or whatever the case may be, that they know about what they're looking for. You need to make sure that the situational knowledge, if it's digital marketing, branding, personal branding, lawyer, whatever it is, make sure that person has capabilities or knows someone that can help. Why is mentoring so important in the mentoring relationship? Number one should be quantitative value. The biggest ripoff of mentorship, coaching, executive coaching, business advisories are the big purple dinosaurs out there. The Barney mentors, the Barney leaders, the Barney speakers, the Barney authors. That's right. They're out there singing their song. I love you, you love me, nobody makes any money. That's right. Don't be a Barney mentee. Don't be and accept Barney mentorship. Make sure that you're getting quantitative value. I prefer someone to guarantee me profitability. I have 3 mentors of my own at all time minimum. I myself, as a mentor, as a business advisor, I guarantee profitability. I don't lock anybody into anything. And I expect the same of my coaches, my mentors, my business advisors. I'm only into quantitative value. The subjective value is all perception, and it better be there. I better feel good around you. You better be inspirational and motivational when I'm needed, but it cannot be just a Barney relationship. A mentor should be able to quantifiably provide value for you to reach your objectives, whether it's making more money, helping more people, having more fun. We need to quantify that in terms of time, emotion, value. All of those things can be quantifiable and create a profit center for you. Your mentor should be making you more of what you want, not costing you and depleting what you can give. And absolutely, he should be helping or she should be helping you help others, elevating others. If you can't teach what they're teaching, you're not there yet. If you can't explain what they're teaching, you're not there yet. If you cannot concisely state in simple terms what you're learning, you're not there yet. And you can't help other people unless you can do that. You cannot empower others to empower others unless you can do that. And also, combined with quantifiable value, combined with the ability to transcode and translate and transfer that knowledge, you need to be happy. If you are intuitively thinking, this is not a good relationship, it doesn't make me feel good. Now, I'm not saying that a mentor can't constructively push you, right? I personally feel really good. I have a few of my clients that I have pushed really hard and will tell me that's the best thing I ever did for them. But I'm talking about on a long perspective, feeling good about the relationship and making you feel good. And most of that comes from the profitability and the progress that you have and the passion and the curiosity and the learning that's occurring in that relationship. Mentees need to be able to learn and grow under their mentor's specific guidance. If you're not learning it and you're not growing, you're in the wrong situation. Mentees also need to be able to experiment with creative solutions of the problem with the mentor. So it cannot be one-sided, a dictatorship. It needs to be a collaboration between 2 people to try out and test and make mistakes and learn and find and seek what they're looking for together as cohorts collaborating together, most importantly in the mentorship situation, in a very safe and supportive environment. You need to be comfortable not only telling the truth, but receiving the truth, right? A safe and comfortable environment is one, not only that you can feel safe telling and illuminating everything that you want to illuminate, but most importantly, you got to be able to accept the truth and not have the need to be offended or right or separate, inferior, superior, guilty, resentful, angry, frustrated, angry, whatever it may be. You need to have safe, comfortable, two-way experience and experiment with those things. Mentees become stronger and more intentional in the teachings that they have. And one of the other things a mentee should look for in a mentor is who they've surrounded themselves with, right? One of the great values of having a mentor is they're making an investment in you. They're making an investment in you. They're making you profitable. You help more people. You have more fun. And you want to see what? Who they've surrounded themselves with, what people and what ideas they've surrounded themselves with, so that they're elevating or transforming or engineering or re-engineering your own frequency, so that you now will attract those type of thought leaders, business leaders, or other people that you're looking for to be like, to find the directions to get to what you want. How does mentorship relate to quantitative success, right? The idea of quantifying, what has historically been a Barney relationship between a mentor and a mentee is difficult for people to talk about. So the benefits of coaching and mentoring and advising are so wide and so many independent and dependent variables. It's a myriad of variables. And for individuals, study shows that good mentoring can lead to greater career success, including promotion, raises, and increased opportunities. If you're not experiencing making more money, helping more people, and having more fun, getting the jobs that you want, finding more business, making and finding and attracting the right opportunities, then you may have to change your relationship or change your mentor. Organizations that embrace mentoring on a corporate level have rewarded with higher levels of employee engagement, retention, and knowledge sharing. And engagement, for a company is so important because, I've been doing a lot of research on employee engagement, and it ranges from terrible statistic of 60% of all employees are not engaged all the way up to 93%. Think about if you're only getting 7% to 40% productivity out of your employees. Or worse, what if you're only getting 7% of your productivity or 60% of your productivity because you're not engaged? A mentor should increase that statistic if on one side or the other. If you are business advisor to the companies, we should be decreasing the amount of people that are not engaged, increasing the percentage of the time that they are engaged, giving exponential quantitative value. And if you're a mentee, you want to increase your productivity and engagement so that you can make more money, help more people, and have more fun. So there's three roles, R-O-L-E, roles that I think a mentor can play for you. One, in the lens of productivity, a mentor should teach you to provide more value as an expert and advisor in what you want to do. Role two, the lens of accessibility. They should teach you to be a better sounding board, to vent, to be not only accessible to others, but access what you want. And then three, the third role is the lens of gratitude. A great mentor should show and be a super fan and show you and find the superpowers in you and encourage those and enthusiastically develop those in the learning zone in order for you to have exponential growth, acceleration, and light and love and lessons in everything that you do. A mentor may share with a mentee information about his or her own career path, as well as provide guidance, motivation, inspiration, emotional support, role modeling, templates, introductions. A mentor can help with exploring careers and setting goals. Developing those contacts is a big area that I help people with, just opening the doors to make the proper value in those collaborations and introductions that are necessary. And then also just identifying resources. If you're not asking people today, what's your favorite app, you're leaving a resource on the table, right? Everybody should always ask, what's your favorite app, and learn what apps are out there, what resources are out there. That's the most used efficiency and statistical success are created by all these killer apps out there. My favorite's Rev, by the way, R-E-V. It transcodes and transcribes what I say at a very inexpensive rate in almost perfect English. Another question I get about mentoring is, how long should mentoring last? So I believe there's 4 stages of mentoring, which will determine how long mentoring should last. And those 4 stages are: 1, preparation. So a mentor can prepare you for what you want. 2 is action, right? So alignment, action is the second. How should we be productive, accessible, and gracious? How can we be more efficient, effective, and statistically successful? And then the third stage is the learning stage. This is where it's a shared collaboration of learning and empowering so you can empower others as well. And then the final stage of a mentoring relationship is closure. And determined upon, sometimes closure is a lifetime relationship. Sometimes it's a 3-month relationship. For me, the relationship needs to be profitable, quantifiable value. If not, you should be in a group setting where I can just provide inspiration and empowerment and some more subjective value and easily overcome the monthly type of quantifiable value that there is. These sequential phases, which exist in all of them, preparation, alignment, action, learning, and closure, they each build on each other, but they vary in length. I've had mentorship for years, just alignment, especially with building people's brands, personal brands, setting up, writing books, speeches, podcasts, all the things that I do. Alignment is a big phase in that preparation. And, taking action could be and will be sometimes a very short phase. Other people, it's all action. Other people, it's moving into the learning phase and teaching them how to be a coach or how to be a mentor or how to be a leader. And then, of course, closure is obvious. It's all, to me, quantitatively valued. That if I can't guarantee that value, then we should create action items for closure to carry you forward, either to another mentor to help you find that, or at least accountable action items that will allow you to continue the consistent, persistent pursuit of your own potential. So what, moving forward from there, what are mentoring techniques? So now, what are the mentoring techniques that your mentor should be using or you could be using as a mentor? The number one thing is this idea of encouragement, right? Providing courage. In other words, to help take away the ego-based consciousness of fear. The primal fears, the secondary fears that stop us from what we want, that create limitations, that don't allow us to understand what we walk with and what we walk for and through. So a mentor is someone who's most importantly encouraging and supporting a mentee to make the most of their situation, career, business, or personal life in the situation that they want to be in. So understanding and encouraging and supporting that is the number one role of mentor. In all ways they can do it, I say they do it quantifiably, not subjectively. And the way that they should be doing it is to teach lessons and tell stories so that you can create your own stories and learn your own lessons and experience them for yourselves and expedite those lessons and stories so that you then don't have to pay the dummy tax, which is quantifiable, but even more importantly, are more efficient, effective, and statistically successful in what you do. We need to be active listeners. Like I said, no interrupters, no waiters, but active listeners that are extremely curious. If you are not more interested than interesting, it is difficult for you, number one, to be a mentee, but even more importantly, to be a mentor. A mentor should be more interested than interesting. They should be active listeners as well as very, very curious. And that's where they should be utilizing a reasons, impact, and capability technique of open-ended questions about what are you thinking today? What do you like about it? What don't you like it? Would it help you if? Can I find somebody to help you? Do you know anyone that could help you? Does this person sound like they could be of a service? Or can I do this for you? It's all within the context of open-ended, closed-ended, leading, and summary to get the alignment that's necessary within the RIC technique. If you want an RIC document, by the way, happy to send it to you for free. I have an RIC exercise. Go ahead, reach out, david@dmeltzer.com. It's free. david@dmeltzer.com, or join my text community, 949-298-2905. So go ahead, reach out if you want that exercise guide or any other ones, the ego training, the pitch training, the sales training, the don't lie to yourself training, and this mentoring training, david@dmeltzer.com. Okay, there is a saturation of mentors out there, of business advisors, of coaches, everybody, at different ages. I have people at 16 tell me they're a life coach all the way up to 95. I prefer the 95-year-old just for me to be a life coach. But how do I choose? So many people tell me that they sit in a situation that I want to be in. How do I choose between all of those people? The first way is, do I look up to this person in the means of, do I look to be in the situation they're in? First and foremost, you need to ask yourself, is this someone that sits in a situation and has achieved the level of achievement within that situation that I want for myself so I can become better than that? Right? It's so important for people to see a mile marker so they can go past it. That mentor better be a mile marker. It better be someone that you see on your path and you want to outdo or achieve and continue to expand and grow with that person in a collaboration. 2, am I able to work well? We went through all the different variances of communication and curiosity and advice and encouragement and safe and supportive. Can you work with this person? If this person is extremely successful and extreme, but you cannot get past the way that they work with you, then fire them. And I encourage all of my clients, if it's not for you, then let me know. If it's not profitable, let me know, right? It has to be right. It has to be, we work well together, we expand, we grow, because it should be easy and it shouldn't take a lot of time. Those are 2 things that I believe. It should be natural and in the flow. Now, we want to know professionally too, can this person assist me? Do they have the right network? Do they have the right knowledge? Do they have the right database? Do they have the right templates? Do they have the right books, guides, exercises for free? Ask them. And, one of the funniest things is, and I see this in financial side of things, and this is why Marshall Falk and we partnered together in a company called Virtuity, which is empowering. It started just by empowering and transitioning athletes with financial literacy. And what I found is so many people, and I still see it, they write books, they speak, they coach about financial literacy and success, but they don't have a pot to piss in. You need to find someone that has been there and is there to get the directions there. Too many years in rethinking education have we allowed people to teach us that haven't achieved us, right? For me, we got to move from the B school to the E school, right? We need entrepreneurial school where people, can take and assess all the different knowledge that's available with traditional education. But more importantly, when it comes to mentorship, you need someone that has been there and done that. They may not have succeeded in all of it, but if somebody's not happy in what they're doing, if someone's not successful with the spirit of excellence, you're better off finding someone that is. And I see so many people that are not happy and fulfilled trying to teach happiness and fulfillment or success. And so, at Virtuity, what we do is teach that financial literacy from successful people who have spirit of excellence, like Hall of Fame running back Marshall Falk. And if you would like to join us, every Mondays we have meetings. You can join us free, learn about how you can build financial wealth like the Rockefellers have, and learn the difference between the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers, learn how to balance those values, learn how to make unemotional decisions, and provide opportunities for yourself to grow, expand, whether it's a small part or a big part, a full-time or a part-time. We'd love for you to join us every Monday to learn that. It's free. And I'll put the link in if you want to join us in the notes. And I know Marshall's on here a lot of times listening as well. So thank you, Marshall, for partnering with me. Our corporate overview and financial empowerment series is extremely valuable. When do I need a mentor? Right? When do I need the mentor? Well, the minimum, you should have 3 mentors at all times. You should be prioritizing your non-negotiables and have a mentor for the 3 things that you want the most by taking inventory of your values. The 3 things, and I always have a minimum of 3 mentors at all times to make sure I'm accelerating, growing, and experiencing the compound interest of my life. The importance of mentorship and being a mentor and being a mentee, I cannot overstate how important it is. If you want to cheat the system, the best way to do it is find someone that's already there and ask them for directions. A good mentor will inspire you, stretch you, connects with you, develops your EQ as well as your IQ and your adaptable quotient of intelligence, and opens your mind most importantly. If a mentor can't open your mind, what good is it? It'll take 1,000 times as much effort to teach you something. Most importantly, has he allowed you to open your mind and be honest with yourself and to learn and provide that safe place to learn and to share, experiment and ask questions and allow them to be curious. No matter how seemingly stupid either of you are, it has to be comfortable that we are both learning on the same journey of what we're doing. In an organization, it engages the workforce. If you're an individual, it engages you. It will allow you to understand how the ins and outs, the ropes of a company, developing relationships. I get one of the most common questions: what do I do when I'm forced to be around someone negative? That to me is one of the key mentoring things. What do you do with negative energy in that? Here goes a con. A little Alkaline 88 there. Good plug for them. Aaron K., one of the great CEOs that have been on the podcast. Thank you. Student mentors, right? You should be starting your mentoring career early and mentoring students, people in need of what you have, just even to provide a role model. And there's great organizations that I've been a part of, with Big Brother, Big Sisters, and the Boys and Girls Club and Junior Achievement, that allow us to mentor students and get the practice and understanding of how we can do all these things. One of the other key questions before we finish up is, can you have a spiritual mentor? In a dogmatic, non-traditional or religious way, can there be a spiritual mentor? A spiritual mentor is someone who cares about you and wants the best for you, of who you are, and knows the most important thing in your life is to have personal relationships with their own light, love, and lessons, their own source of power, and encourages you to invest in that relationship. This is what I talk about, moving from the world of not enough to just enough. Not enough where you're a victim, things happen to you. Just enough where everything happens for me, buying things I don't need to impress people I don't like. And then the world of more than enough, where everything comes through you for others, finding your higher frequency, your highest self. And I believe that a mentor should carry the spiritual mentorship and greatly enhances your chance of success if they can draw the source and liberate you to know what walks with you and through you, what you are and what you're collaborating with, the intense amount of liberating light that you have, the ability to have gratitude in everything you do, forgiveness for everything you've done, accountability for anything and everything that allows you to be inspired, that will get you there. In order to find that mentor, you just have to do one thing: take inventory of your values every day. Don't be afraid of being a hypocrite. Don't be afraid of firing and hiring. You need to have 3 mentors at all times. But if you don't know your what, you will never find the right mentor. Once you know your what, you'll find the right mentor, and you'll establish and grow that why, that inspiration, passion, purpose, and profitability. Easy for you to say. And then finally, most importantly, before we get to the Q&A, I see people are putting in tons of questions in there. Thank you so much. Most importantly, I find people don't have mentors for one reason: because they don't ask. You need to be comfortable asking that you are providing someone a favor to become an investment in you. You've got to ask, do you know anyone that can help me in person, on the phone, via email, traditional media, social media? It doesn't matter. You need to ask that golden question. Do you know anyone to help me buy a house? Do you know anyone that can help me get a mortgage? Do you know anyone to help me to buy a car? Do you know anyone to help me to get a job? Do you know anyone that can help me to be happy? Do you know anyone to help me to meditate? Do you know anyone that can help me to financial literacy, like Gratuity and Marshall Falk, Hall of Fame running back? Gotta ask. Don't think of people as gatekeepers. You don't have to lie, manipulate, cheat, oversell, and back end sell someone to mentor or help you. You don't have to go under or over or around or fight through. You don't have to resist. You simply use a key that everyone is a sponsor and a power sponsor. And that key opens up a door to everyone and everything, simply by looking upon people that they either know someone to help you, or they themselves can help you and they know someone that can help you. In order to do that, you have to have the right perspective and ask. Practice asking. Practice every day asking, in person, on the phone, via email, traditional, and social media. Ask, ask, ask. Do you know anyone that can help me? Find that mentor and you'll be great. Now, before I go into the Q&As, put those questions in there. I see we have Marshall Falk here with me. I'm going to bring him on real quickly.
Hold on.
Hopefully. There he is. Marshall.
What's going on, man?
This is how cool Marshall Falk is. He's on vacation for the holidays in Cabo, but he wants to, number one, support me as always, which just tears me up. But more importantly, you know, I think people don't know how much you give and care about elevating other people. And I know it showed on the field, because the teams that you won with were really not even as good as the Chargers, but you won Super Bowls, man. So you must elevate others. You must know how to mentor others. One of the most exciting things, I've been a partner with Leigh Steinberg, Warren Moon, unbelievable people, Dave McCourt. Marshall Falk is one of my favorite people, but most importantly, he's one of my best, if not best, partners, because we share this philosophy. And we decided that the biggest need is out there is to teach people not only to what to do with their money, but how to make it and to be literate with it. And so you do these corporate overviews and trainings on Monday, and I want you to give a little bit of background on what we're doing on Monday and why people should join us there from these Friday trainings.
Yeah, so just in the realm of financial services and how sometimes people think that they don't have I don't have enough money to, or I don't have enough information, or I don't have enough knowledge. That's exactly where, you know, the banks and everybody else want you to be. And we don't knock anybody for how they do business. We just want to educate people. So we give away free financial literacy, free financial services, and then we show them how to, with that education and with those services, how you can then monetize that by helping the very same people that you love without, you know, without having to pay all the fees and stuff like that. So there's so many things out there in so many ways that I wish when I was in my 20s, just busting into the league, someone would have sat me down and say, listen, kid, here's how money works. These are the things these are the steps, but scarcity gets in the way.
It does, and it can cost you a tremendous amount. I, took the ego position because I made so much money early in my life, and I've been through the meetings and the education that you've helped, and I, ironically and humbly listen and say, gosh, I wish Marshall had this team together when I was young. Even though I was a millionaire, I needed the understanding of how money grows and how the Rockefellers have built their money, and the difference between, saving, compound interest, security, guaranteed returns, emotional attachment, all the things that you teach. And, the coolest thing too is, as I got involved on your team with Gratuity, it was amazing because I went around and like Ed Milet's like, oh, I'm on your team, Dave. And, Eddie George is like, oh, I'm on your team, Dave. I'm like, wait, you guys? And so it's not just, I encourage my girls are going to come on Monday. They're 21 and 19. I thought there was no better place for them to learn at a very young age the perspective and relationship with money, because it is an energy. There's enough of it for everyone, but you have to learn the techniques of this world in order to facilitate how do we take care of it, make it, let it grow. And the cool thing too is we provide people opportunities. So if you're looking for side gig, transition, a new career, you and I, we're in it and doing it together and having a lot of fun, making a lot of money and helping a lot of people. Just real quick, where can people find you, Marshall? And on Monday, join us. I'm going to put a link in the chat. Where's the best place?
We are going to be, hold on a second. Let me make sure
yeah,
I'm a little.
I got a link too. We'll put in there. It's a Zoom
right.
link.
We actually have the link. But on any of my handles, I'm at Marshall Falk on any and everything. I got it early enough before they stole it. So at Marshall Falk on any and everything. If you want information about us, at gratuity.com. And we're going to actually post a link here for all the people on here who want to hear about what we're doing and how to do it. If you're looking for something to do, this is the best part about it. Learning about money and how to do what we do goes with everything that you do, every business. There's a financial component, and we show you how the wraparound is and how to use the resources to then go out and monetize it. That's all we do. You already have everything that's necessary. How do you then monetize it to make more?
And, I always say this is what this training's about. Why I wanted you to come on is mentorship, finding people that sit in the situation that you want to be in. And, there's no one with a greater spirit of excellence, both on and off the field, with success on and off the fields. You would not believe the productivity, accessibility, and gratitude that Marshall Falk has. He's like me, multiple business, multiple successes, but his main purpose is to help other people. I've lived it myself from the time that he had reached out to me to partner with him. I'm like, he's not going to show up. And man, he's like the most loyal. He's in Cabo when he's here. So if you want to join us Monday, grab the link. If you want to reach out, it's at Marshall Falk or at David Meltzer. We'd love to have you on Monday. Marshall, go back to the beach. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.
All good, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Thank you. All right. See, we could pop in for a training with the Hall of Fame great. Join us at Marshall Falk is the best. You got that. All right, let's start with some Q&A. How to push yourself without being too hard. Look, you want to push yourself as far as you can, but don't stick out into the anxiety zone. There's a quantum capability, right? Like how many people can push themselves as hard as Goggins or DeSena, right? I mean, Joe DeSena, he pushes himself, Wim Hof, but you don't have to, but you want to push yourself as hard as you can. You want to do your best. You want to do your best. You want to learn as many lessons as you can, and you want to have fun. So to determine how hard to push yourself is push yourself until you enter the anxiety zone. When you hit the anxiety zone, take a step back, one step back, not all the way to stop. It's a turn signal until you feel back into the groove where you're not constricting your learning, constricting your expansion, constricting your growth. You want to continue to grow so that the size of your learning zone becomes the size of your comfort zone. The size of your comfort zone, becomes the size of your learning zone. The size of your learning zone becomes the size of your anxiety zone. You keep growing, expanding, you can handle more, focus and refocus on more. Thank you, Dr. Soul. Here we go. How do you know when to take the jump to leave a stable paycheck to do your own thing? If can't do, both because of policies of the stable. Look, get better at what you do. This is Dave Meltzer's philosophy. Take it for what it is. I believe if you want to expand and do more things, different things, other things, there's only two things that will allow you to do that. One, get better at what you do and make more money and do it faster and have more time. You need to find a way to have more time and more money to do that. Or if you're going to transition without more time and more money and leave, then you have to be willing to invest in yourself according to your timing and your risk tolerance. Everyone has multi-variables in their life, different amount of kids, married, divorced, separated, sleeping in their car, sleeping on their mom's couch, in a mansion. You have to know your time and risk tolerance in order to effectuate whether to supplement, synergistically work with, or replace what you're doing. But my methodology, my main piece of advice is get really good at what you do it faster, make more money doing it, and then take that money and that time and do something as it evolves, and you can transition fully the same way until you don't have to take that big investment in yourself, that you can work within a normal time frame, a normal risk tolerance, but sometimes you got to go for it. And it all depends on your timing and your risk tolerance. No question, just wanted to share how delighted I am to have received 2 minutes ago your book. You're welcome. If you want my book, reach out, david@dmeltzer.com. It's free. It's a great holiday gift from me. I pay for shipping. I sign it directly to you. You can get my exercises, guides. Today's replay will be on Spotify. My podcast is called The Playbook. It's one of the top in the world. It has a playlist on Spotify. Entrepreneur features it. It's on every platform. Please listen to as many billionaires, millionaires, celebrities, athletes, entertainers, and my trainings there. You'll love it. All the replays are there to catch, share. Please give me your comments, your likes, and share it with friends so we can empower over 1 billion people to be happy with the playbook of success from people like Marshall Falk, Danica Patrick, Ray Lewis. The list goes on. I just had the CEO of Sharper Image and Reebok, and you can handle it. Great people that sit in the situation that even I want to be in. Billionaires with a B. All right. How many mentors can you have at a time? When it comes to sales, should I learn from different people? Yes, 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 yes. A minimum of 3 mentors. Learn from as many people as you can. Understand different explanations of how people share a vision, different tricks, trades, and techniques. As many as you can. Learn and accelerate. Find someone that sits in the situation, take their directions and go. And learn from as many different people as you can in a variety of different industries to make it applicable to your vision and your objectives. How can I ask someone to be my mentor? I believe the question is, do you know anyone that can help me? Right? The best way to do it is always asking other people how you can be of service or value, what they do today, what they like about it, what don't they like about it, would it help you if I did this? By the way, can you help me? Do you know when can you help me with blank? In person, on the phone, email, social media, or traditional media, it doesn't matter. Ask, do you know anyone? Hey, Marshall Falk, do you know anyone that can help me understand finances, make more money, help more people have more fun, build a different career for myself, help other people build a career, just learn financial literacy. Do you know anyone that can help me? You can. That's why you put the link in there. Thanks, brother. What's a mistake that people make when asking for mentorship? Ego. They're either afraid to ask for it, they separate themselves as inferior, or separate from. Their ego is too afraid to admit the position. I have so many people that I coach that it takes several different settings to establish the safe and comfortable environment. And it's like, I just wanted to tell you, this had happened to me, or I'm going through this, or my wife, or my business, or this lawsuit, whatever it is. Free yourself by illuminating the truth to your coach so they know the underlying reasons and impetus of what's going on. How can you tell if a mentor-mentee relationship isn't working? The way you feel and the quantitative value that you're receiving. Only 2 ways. That's, for me, all things in my life from the great chain of bleeding, right? If they're feeding you, feed it. If it's not feeding you, then figure out the variance of how much time you're going to invest in that relationship. But if it's bleeding you, you don't feel good, and you're not getting any quantitative value, it's just bleeding you, then fire it, including me. That's why I guarantee it, because I don't want to bleed anyone. And if circumstances arise that I was incapable of assisting in or not seeing, just take your money back. It's all on me. I'm accountable. And so you need to make sure your mentor is the same way. Is there a difference between coaching and mentoring? No, not really. But you don't call a football coach a mentor, and you usually don't call someone that's a business advisor a football coach. So just, I think, doesn't matter. They're both the exact same rules, values, procedures, things that we talked about in the training today. How do you prevent ego getting in the way of our relationship? You got to be a ferocious Buddha. Number 1, be aware of when you're in ego-based consciousness, the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, separate, whatever it may be. And then once you're aware of the ego in its omnipresent form, interfering or corroding with the relationship that you have, creating voids, shortages, and obstacles, attracting what you don't want or what's missing or what other people want, just stop. And that's the ferocious part. To be aware of it is difficult in enlightenment, and practice it takes to do so, but stop. You don't have to resist it, fight it, run away from it, run around it, over it, under it, oversell it, back end sell it, manipulate it, lie it, cheat it. Don't have to do any of that. The key is to stop and then drop to your higher frequency. Be a ferocious Buddha. Drop to neutral, drop to center. Trevor Moad, one of my dear friends, Occidental graduate as well, coaches Russell Wilson and other great athletes like that about being in neutral as your highest frequency. So why you can roll in the right direction. Know this, if your ego is getting in the way of a relationship, then your mind, your body, and soul are on fire. You are resistant to learning and being curious, to being safe and comfortable. So you got to stop, drop, and roll when you're on fire. Be a ferocious Buddha, and you will build that relationship on the basis of enthusiasm and trust and quantifiable value. Would quantifiable value guarantee simply be, if this isn't a great fit to offer 100% refund? Mind going into this a little bit? Yeah, so I'll go into exactly whether it's free training, one of my private groups, or one-on-one business advisory or coaching that I do. Everyone who works with me, regardless whether it's $25 a month or $50,000 a month, and I have programs in all of those, they're all profit centers. They're all not locking anybody into anything. They're month to month, and every month you have one determination to make. Have I met the objectives quantifiably that were promised for you? Am I a profit center for you? And I 100% guarantee it. All you got to do is say, Dave, I don't like your haircut. Boom, you get that money back and we can move in a different direction. So, don't lock anybody into anything, guarantee everything, and provide value, quantifiable value, profit. That's what quantifiable value is. Can you live up? And I expect people like Marshall Falk, by the way, I expect people who work with me to guarantee their quantifiable value and upfront manage their expectation that here is what you promised. Now, look, I trust everyone, but I vet the shit out of them now. I used to trust everyone and not vet and then go to blame, shame, and justification because I didn't vet properly and I decided that it was their fault. That's not the case anymore. I trust you, but I'll vet the crap out of you. And I expect you to do the same to guarantee profitability, quantifiable value, and don't lock me into anything month to month, and just do it. And it will change your business, your life, and hold you accountable for not overselling, back-end selling, lying, manipulating, or cheating people, just providing quantifiable value. Question: if you find that your mentor exemplifies success, a great network, database, and great spiritual solutions, but has a huge breakdown in the family, example, going through divorce, does this disqualify them? No, unless the issues in the divorce are ones in which you want to learn about that they're not successful at. So if somebody is trying to teach you integrity and they're getting divorced because of integrity, you may not want them as a mentor. But if they exemplify the success in business that you want, have a great network, a database, and spiritually is aligned with you, and their wife cheated on them or husband cheated on them and they're getting divorced, I don't see how that could have any implications on why you want mentorships for the specific situational knowledge, experience, dummy tax that person has played within the success realm, the network realm, the database realm, and especially the spiritual realm. So it sounds like that's not a worry at all. But once again, more importantly, it's the process of vetting it and understanding and aligning what you want, the situation you want, and aligning that with whether the person has great capabilities of being open-minded and curious and inspiring and enthusiastic in that environment for you, and guarantees what? Quantifiable value, profit, baby. That's right. Make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. If you want to document or exercise or guide on this, or my book, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to join my text community, it's 949-298-2905. It's all free. I'll sign my book, send it to you, pay for shipping. I will celebrate anything celebratable. So happy everything. David, I recently got a coach through a well-known coaching practice. While she is sincere, I'm unable to come to terms with the fact that she was an actress for many decades before becoming a coach. I seem to be inclined to people with life experience and education. Am I wrong in thinking I should ask for a different coach? If the coach sits in a situation today that you want to be in and can give you directions to get there, then keep the coach. If the person does not sit in the situation today that you want to be in, then find a new coach. So my sleep coach is one of the best in the world. She coaches the NFL, the MLB. She actually coached the Nationals to 4 road victories for the World Series and got a World Series ring before I got mine. So I love her. Meeta Singh, by the way. If you want me to make an introduction, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'm sure she would love to talk to you. She's an absolute genius. Taught me how to have an unwind routine. Let me understand how breathing, meditation, light, sound, blankets, pillows, bed, all integrate, and continues to help me with the 6 to 8 hours that I utilize every day in order to connect without the ego interfering with my subconscious and unconscious, with that great source of light, love, and lessons. But Nita Singh knows nothing about branding and marketing. And if I would tell you that she was my mentor, coach, but she's a medical doctor with extreme experience in how the neural pathways and waves and sleep and blah, 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 what does she know about branding? I'm not going to have her be my mentor for branding and marketing, right? I'm going to Neil Patel, guys like that sit there and know what the heck they're doing. But I'm not going to Neil Patel for sleep. So let's make sure we understand mentors sit in a situation we want to be in. It's someone that sits in a place where we want to be and can give us directions off the top of their head as fast as they can because they've been there so many times. They're the best at it. How can I ask someone to be my mentor? Once again, very common question, keeps popping up. You've got to see people as sponsors and power sponsors. You need to have the courage to ask the people who will encourage you. Think about how you would feel. I tell people all the time that are afraid to ask for mentors. How would you feel if I came and called you and said, hey, I really would like your help. You seem to be an expert in sleeping. Can you help me with my sleep? How does that make you feel? Oh my gosh, it makes you feel so good. And so all you're going to do is compliment somebody. They may or may not be available. They may not or not want to help you, but continue to ask them, do you know someone that can help me? Therefore, you're opening up their huge network, because if they're really good at it, they probably have surrounded themselves with other people that were good at it. And because of time, emotion, or value, they can't help you. They're going to probably find someone equal or better than them to help you. So to ask them, do you know anyone to help me, is a great question in the way that we ask for mentorship. But remember, it's the biggest compliment you can give to someone to ask them if they know anyone to help you or them themselves help you. Next question. How do you find a mentor if you're doing something completely new in your field and industry? Be more interested than interesting. Do Google search. There's this cool thing called Google. Oh, actually, by the way, I have my own search engine. I got my own Dave Meltzer Google now. Search.dmeltzer.com. Put that in the notes. If you have any of these questions that are unanswered, it's an entire database of all the videos I have to answer you. Search.dmeltzer.com. Check it out. But use that. You can use search.dmeltzer.com to find a mentor in the industry or new field that you're working in. But you can also use Google. I know it's merely a little bit like dmeltzer.com, search dmeltzer.com, but Google has a variety of data behind it that you may find the leaders or people that are aligned with or exactly sit in the situation that you want to be in, and give you accessibility to them via a link, an email, a LinkedIn, an Instagram, a Twitter account, or something that's listed on that secondary search engine to search.dmeltzer.com called Google. And you can go ahead and search Google. Great question, by the way. Thoughts on the need of financial leverage for humans to take real action? Well, that involves, to me, my relationship with money, right? Because I used to believe the more I give, the more I receive. Now I believe the more I receive, the more I can give. Everything comes through me for others. I don't live in a world of not enough or just enough, but a world of more than enough, where everything's coming through me. And so financial leverage for humans to take real action involves my relationship with money. And I have a money relationship mentor, right? I have always had, since I lost everything, because I knew my relationship with money was bad. Just like a marriage counselor, I got a money counselor, and to teach me about the energy of money, and that money is a currency, and that I need to blend that currency with the other currency of faith. Both allow us, right, an object of energy to put into the flow to get what we want. In other words, money cannot buy happiness or love, but it allows us to shop for what we want. And if we want the right things, we're going to expand, grow, and be full of light, profit, purpose, and passion. But if we buy things that we don't need to impress people we don't like, we're not going to be happy. We're going to decelerate, not expand, create interference, void shortages, obstacles in our life that won't allow us to do that. All right. Last questions here. Mentorship. let me think of, sorry, my computer doesn't, here we go. Sorry, I couldn't read this. Please reiterate what vetting means. Oh, thank you. Okay, sorry. So first, trust means that take everyone for what they say on its face. Have an open mind. Remember, the worst thing that we can do is interact with people with closed minds or have a closed mind ourselves. We want to process, not interrupt, not be waiters, but process, be curious, learning at all times. Vetting is asking all the hard questions. How many times do we feel like there's an exaggeration, an overselling, a back-end selling, a manipulating, a lie, and we're too afraid to call people on it? I have gone past that. I, for example, have someone that I've known for years, and I let them borrow money when they were in desperate times. And, they told me, oh, as soon as I get, successful, I'll pay you back. Or as soon as my first win, I'll pay you back. Never one thing, not even like here, here's $100, just something. I now say something. They come back continually asking for more and more. It's like, dude, I need to vet you. I'm not going to deal with the wrong people bleeding me, right? So I'm vetting you by asking you the hard questions. If I do this, are you going to pay me back? Or what is your expectations? Or is that true? Is that, you need to vet, ask the hard questions, the ones that intuitively is not true, or overselling, back-end selling. Vetting is an investigatory process to getting to the truth, asking the hard questions so that you can understand the timing and risk tolerance involved, understand the great chain of bleeding if somebody is going to just manipulate or lie to you or cheat you and drain you or bleed you, or do they absolutely encourage you and feed you within that realm. And so all of those things that we need to do. Whew. All right. Now, holiday training. Next week, over 20 years on Friday, we're going to do Christmas Eve holiday training. Do not miss it. It'll be one of the most emotional experiences. We're going to talk about giving. Holiday training is about giving and your relationship to giving, and why you don't like to receive, and why giving is the most viral thing connected to happiness and the truth, how it's spread simply by giving and receiving and witnessing. All of these things we're going to deal with on Friday next week on holiday training. If you want the exercises, books, guides from today, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you missed today's training or want to see other trainings, they are featured. It's called the Playbook. It's every single Monday featured. The replay has its own playlist on Spotify, featured on Entrepreneur, and it's on every platform. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up, a review, share it with your friends. We certainly appreciate you helping me empower over 1 billion people to be happy. 2-minute drill is launching January 8th on Bloomberg, on Amazon. So 2-minute drill, our pitch competition has been extended out for season number 2. Please try out at dmeltzer.com/pitch, or email me, david@dmeltzer.com, or join my text community, 949-298-2905. All of these things, if I missed anything, just email me. If you want exercises, guides, or books from anything in the past, once again, pitch, sales, RIC document from today, mentorship exercises and guides, referrals, anything that you need, you join us in our free trainings Fridays, private groups that we have. We have sales specific, general groups, or you want one-on-one help from me, just reach out, david@dmeltzer.com. You know what you look for now in a mentor, and don't be afraid to ask me. So I certainly appreciate it. All right, everyone, have a wonderful holiday. Catch me on the replays if you can't make it. Get the exercises, guides, books, 2-minute drill, everything here. Please don't forget to join us on Monday. The link is in there to join Marshall Falk and I and our team on financial literacy and empowerment and overview of financial success. You'll love it. Thank you, everyone. Remember, most importantly, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Thank you.